So recently I made a video on TikTok and Instagram talking about how just because you got more attractive recently, that doesn't dismiss you from the game. You're probably wondering, what does that mean, dismiss you from the game? Guys out there really think once when they become more attractive, there's no more rejections, no more flakes, no more disrespect, and dating now just becomes easy. It's just easy now because you're attractive. Guys, you are mistaken. I would consider myself a handsome guy. I'm 6'1". I'm in great shape. I have all the things girls like, money, all this stuff, right? Here's the thing. When I approach girls in clubs and bars, they may go, "Oh, I'm good, thanks." When I shoot DMs, I'll get left on scene. Now, I know I'm just projecting my experiences, right? But guys, I'm still getting rejected. I'm still getting hit with disrespect. I'm still getting hit with flakes. So don't think for a second, once you looks max, all of a sudden, dating's just so easy now. Every girl you hit a DM with responds. Every girl you approach is like super receptive. Guys, when you get down to a certain body fat and you look better, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Girls who already found your look attractive are going to be into you. And the girls that still don't find your look attractive will still be rude or not receptive. So for example, if I approach a girl that doesn't like black dudes from a dating perspective, like they don't find our look attractive, it doesn't matter how much I looks max, she's still not going to be attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the points I have today, going over that looks isn't what it seemed up to be. Let's go. The first reason why looks won't save you from the game is because looks are subjective. Now, what does that mean? Subjective, objective. Subjective means it's up to opinion. Objective is reality. For example, I'm filming this video on a camera. That's objective. No one can disagree. No one can say I'm filming this video on a banana, right? So with looks, let's take Sydney Sweeney. We all know who she is. Me personally, if I saw her at a bar, I wouldn't approach her. That's not my type. Now, do I think she's attractive? Sure. But am I sexually attracted? I am not. I'll be honest though. If she approached me and she was very aggressive, "Hey, you're really cute," would I do it? Sure. But I wouldn't go out of my way. I'm more into like the Pocahontas look, right? Like the nice, darker skin tone, the big brown eyes, black hair. That's my thing, right? So what happens is, since looks are subjective, just because you get handsome, that doesn't mean every girl's gonna agree with it. As in, you'll approach girls and still get rejected. As in, you'll send DMs to girls on Instagram and they'll still leave you unseen. Some guys actually think when they become more attractive, all of a sudden, no more getting rejected. I'm attractive now. Why would they reject me? I'm attractive. If I DM that girl, "Oh, why would she leave me on scene? I'm attractive." No, bro. Looks are subjective. As in, you may not be her type, no matter how sharp your jawline is. You may not be her type, no matter how well you dress. No matter how many taper fades or high fades, it doesn't matter. You still won't be that girl's type. For example, I saw a drop-dead gorgeous girl on TikTok the other day, and for some reason, I'm like, let me just scroll her feed. And guess what? Her look, her type, was like a tan white man with a thick stash and a mullet. I'm not a tan white man with a thick stash. You know what I mean? Therefore, no matter how much body fat I lose, no matter how well dressed I am, I can't get that girl. She's not into guys that look like me. So don't think the second you looks max, you're now going to be objectively attractive. You are not. You're going to be some girls' types, and you're going to be other girls that you're not their type. And that's okay, right? That's why I'm going to say this a lot of times throughout the video. Looks max for yourself. Looks max to look in the mirror and go, "Damn, I'm a fly guy." Because when you look in the mirror and you go, "Damn, I'm a fly guy," that energy you feel about yourself will exude when you're talking to women. So again, don't looks max thinking you're going to be objectively attractive. You won't. You'll still be subjectively attractive, just like how you are at this current moment. The second point I want to bring up about looks is, let's talk about NBA players and NFL players, right? If you think about it, let's go NBA. The average player in the NBA is 6'8", okay? And these guys are multimillionaires. According to a lot of, looks maxing people and like guys in the comments who cope, technically they should be good, right? They're 6'8", they're massive human beings, they're very talented, they have status, they're on TV, and they make millions of dollars. But guess what? These guys still get tricked, abused, and rejected and humiliated by women. You see, that's my point. The game never ends. Guys out there think, again, the second they become attractive, the game is over. Girls will no longer put them through the bullshit. And guess what? It's just getting started. I'd argue, once when you start making some serious money and you have status, you're more of a target. There are now girls who are full-time finessers that will be DMing you trying to take what you got. When you go to sleep, they're taking a picture of your wallet. When you go to sleep, they're taking your Rolex and running out your hotel room. You're now a target to some of these girls because they know if they can get you vulnerable, they can go for a TMZ moment. Take a picture of you sleeping, right? They'll tag you on, Shade Room. Like, guys, I'd argue once you get status and you're known, you got money, you have to really watch out. You got to start having girls sign NDAs. Like, it's just so funny to me how guys genuinely think, the second they become popping and more attractive, it's just easier. Now, are there some pros of being an NBA player? Yeah, you have girls who slide in your DMs and they want to, get down that night. Sure. But they still have to put up with the BS and the drama that comes with it. Guys, I'll keep reiterating this, man. It doesn't matter. You're not exempt from girls treating you like shit. You're not exempt from girls flaking, being disrespectful, taking hours to text back. This is universal. Every man walking this planet Earth is going to go through the bullshit that comes with dating. Don't think just because you got more attractive, you are exempt. No, you are not. The third point I want to get into is there's guys on the internet who think once when you become more attractive, girls will approach you. Now, let's just say that's true. How many though? Because let's do some basic math. On Hinge, we all know a match don't mean much. It doesn't mean much. I'd argue I'd have to get at least 10 matches to get one girl to convert. So let's go back to the example before. If you are getting to a point where you want girls to approach you, it may take a lot of girls to approach you for it to actually go down, as in you meet her in person or get to the bedroom. I'd argue for, the looks maxing people to be right, you need about a girl every day to approach you to make sense. Then I'll believe you. If you have 7 girls a week walking up to you and approaching you, then yes, looks max and I'll delete this whole video. But if it's only happening once a week, once every couple of weeks, it doesn't matter. It's not enough volume for it to really matter. When I go out, do girls approach me here and there? Absolutely. I say if I go out every single weekend, I'll have at least one girl approach me per night. Either A, they approach me, or B, they say, hey, are you single? I say no, and then I say, yes, I'm single, and they'll bring me over to their friend who's not attractive, right? So if I was just dating girls off of them approaching me, I'd be pretty lonely and pretty single. That's why when guys say, oh, well, actually, I don't approach girls because, that's a waste of time. That time I'm using to approach girls, I can put it back into myself where they approach me. Bro, how many times does that happen a week? It doesn't happen enough for that to be your full-time dating strategy. Guys, in my opinion, there is no easy way out for dating for men. If you want to approach girls, go ahead. You're going to have to probably approach about 10 of them damn near to get one to show up in person. If you want to go dating apps, you're going to have to swipe right 20 to 40 times a day or per week to get maybe a couple matches. For the average guy, again, I'm only talking about the average guy here. If you're 6'8" and look like The Rock, okay, whatever. But I'm talking about the average guy here. For the average guy, looks maxing is not going to be your best strategy. because girls approaching you, it doesn't happen enough for it to be your full-time strategy. And if it does happen, are you attracted to her? Guys, there's been probably one time in my life, I remember it vividly, where a girl actually approached me and she was actually hot. The other times, 5 or a 4, every time. Average looking or below average, every time. I'm being serious. It doesn't happen where your ideal type will walk up to you. It just doesn't happen a lot. And if it does happen a lot, let me know in the comment section. Because again, I can only project my own experience and my clients' experiences. That's it. So if you're banking on looks maxing, thinking all these supermodels are going to come walking up to you, you got another thing coming. They're not coming. They're not. If anything, I'd argue for a guy who's really handsome, maybe 2 times a week, or maybe max 3 times a week, a girl walks up to him. That's about it. Like, I know a guy who's really handsome. Whenever we go out, girls do approach him. Are they hot? Absolutely not. Oh, hell no. But hey, there are girls approaching him. Is it the ones that he wants? No. But girls do approach him. So even if you're like really handsome, yeah, you'll get some attention, but by girls that you don't want. But hey, if you knock down anything that comes your way, then you'll be happy. But for most guys, that's not your reality. What, to get 3 girls a week who are 5s or 4s that tend to approach you? I don't think it's the best dating strategy. Again, looks max just so you can look in the mirror and like what you see. But don't think that you get all these amazing perks. You still go through the same bullshit. Maybe the difference is the bullshit you go through is with more attractive girls. Sure, that I'll give to you, right? Because I believe when you make yourself more attractive, you do have more options as far as girls that find you attractive. Let's say when you're like kind of chubby, I don't know, 5 girls found you attractive. Now you're 10% body fat with abs and a visible jawline. Okay, maybe now 10 girls find you attractive. But you're still going to go through bullshit with all 10 of them, whether she's a 4 or 8. You feel me? So don't looks max thinking that this is the way out so you never have to approach a girl ever again. No, bro, you can't run away from the grind, bro. You can't. If you want a girl that you like and respect, she may not be on a dating app. She may not be on Hinge, bro. Your girl of your dreams may be at a grocery store. She may be walking in the park with her dog. And if you can't pull up on her and say, hey, excuse me, I saw you walking by. I thought I'd say hello. If you can't do that and you're banking on your looks to make every girl of your dreams approach you, you're missing out on so many great opportunities. So again, don't think just because you looks max, you never have to approach a girl ever again. Trust me, you still do. In conclusion, guys, I don't want you to think that I'm totally against looks maxing. I for sure did my fair share of looks maxing. I just don't like it as a dating strategy. Because guys, how many times have you and I both been out at the bar, the club, just out in general, and we see beautiful girl, average guy, and we look and go, wait, you're way more attractive than him. Why isn't this girl with this Tyrone or Chad looking guy? Here's the thing. It'd be different if it happened here and there, but this happens a lot. And you know I'm not lying, where we see beautiful women with guys that aren't that attractive. So since this is more than just a once in a lifetime occurrence, this happens a lot, we have to start looking inward and go, wait a minute, what if it's not just about looks? Because this is what I think is happening. Us as men, we are very looks based. If a guy gets super jacked, like super jacked, he gets more attention from men than women, right? Because we like his look. We'll walk up to him and go, damn, bro, what's your split? Damn, bro, what do you eat? Girls may give him a quick look, but that's it. It's the men who walk up and approach and say, hey, brother, what's your chest workout? So since we're so fixated on looks, we project that on women, and we think they're the same way. I think women look at a man on a holistic level. It's like a pie chart, right? Looks, finances, emotional availability. Like they look at a man in a pie chart, whereas men, we look at girls, go hot or not? Are you hot? Yes, this way. You're not, that way, right? So we tend to look at girls like that, so we think girls are the same way. That's why when we see guys that are average looking with very beautiful women, we start scratching our head. We're like, wait a minute, why aren't you with a 6'3" guy with a jawline with a 6-pack? I guarantee you that girl she knows a guy like that, but why isn't she with him? I can't answer that question. I'm not a woman, right? But since we do know, we see beautiful women with guys that aren't these 10% body fat, European looking models, that we have to start looking in deeper and going, wait a minute. What if that guy has that girl because he approached her with confidence? What if that guy got that girl because he was able, to go on a date with her on a dating app and just kind of have this confidence that he's that guy, regardless of him not having the six pack, regardless of him not being 10% body fat with a jawline. You know what I'm trying to say. That's why I believe when guys, their whole page is just about being handsome, it's so surface level. Because I truly believe the mindset of a man is better than his looks. I know guys who, growing up, like when we're like 18, 19, no car, no job, kept a girlfriend around. Meanwhile, there's a guy out there that's like starting tech companies and he's a lot more successful. He can't get a girl to save his life. But my homeboy with no car, no job has a girlfriend. Why? My homeboy with no car, no job thought he was that guy regardless of his financial situation. And that girl he was dating, she was like, yeah, he may not have a car and a job, but he's very confident. That makes me feel very good. Again, I can't speak for that girl, but like, why is it? Why is it that my homeboy had no car, no job, no nothing, but still had a girlfriend? It was his mindset. He thought he deserved her when he had nothing to offer. Right? That's what I think men should be coaching men on. It's the mentality that you have, not your look. Guys, if I wanted to, I could lock in, right, have the nicest diet and get down to 10% body fat. How much would that really change my dating life? Not much. In my opinion, it wouldn't much at all, right? My point is, if you want to go for looks and just say, oh, I'm going to go the looks way, great, have fun. But I challenge you to really change your mindset. Because, guys, I'm a full-time coach for men, right? And there's some guys who I work with who are very handsome, but they still struggle with girls. Why? Their mentality. They're simping. Oh, bro, I sent her flowers because I had a good date with her. Okay. For what? Oh, I thought she would like that. Is that what you want to do? Well, no. Then why'd you do it? Well, I thought she would like it. You see my point? It's not that he's ugly. It's just that his mentality is off. I ask guys, yo, where'd you go for the first date? Oh, I took her to dinner in her side of town. Did you ever see her again? No. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, it's not that you're ugly. It's that your mentality and the way you go about dating is incorrect, right? You're dating on the woman's terms, and you're not dating on your terms. You feel me? So my point is this, man. Looks max all you want, but don't think that is what's going to change your dating life forever. What's going to change your dating life forever is your mentality. Guys, here's a quick little test for you. If you match with a girl on a dating app and you say, yo, come grab a drink by this one spot, and that one spot is by your house, most guys would fold. Or the girl then responds, yo, actually on the move for that, let's do dinner by my place. Most guys will go, well, I want this girl, so I'm going to say yes. Me, I'm going to say, hey, take care. You see my point? Is that I am only going to date on my terms. That's a mentality. If I went and I, drove to her side of town for dinner, that's me simping. And on top of that, I could have been like, oh, well, at least I get the date. She finds me attractive, at least to go on a date with. You see? So, man, I could rant on this topic, all day, but I don't want you guys just wrapping yourselves up in looks and thinking that that's the all be all. It's not. Dating is about a mentality, and if you don't have the right mentality, you'll always be pushed around by girls. But when you have the right mentality, you date on your terms, dating is much better. Don't get caught up in looks. Get caught up in your mentality. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.